until a few days ago, it was a debate whether the Independent National Electoral Commission will be able to transmit election results through electronic means. But the National Assembly feels that it's not yet time for all that. But a lot of people have different views, and we'll try to get a bit more into the issues and understand more, and then look at other issues that concerns the development of the country. I have someone who we believe should know. He was the former Minister of Communication, Mr. Adebayo Shittu. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
It's my pleasure being here.
Yeah, good. INEC insists that it has the capacity of transmitting electoral results electronically. In fact, INEC is also, through its body language, showing that electronic voting is not completely out of possibilities. But the National Assembly has a different view. You are someone that should know, because the NCC, National Communication Commission, that was under you when you were a minister, also agrees that the spread or the capacity of coverage across the country is insufficient. What do you know about this? What exactly is the issue?
Well, the issue really is about law. What does the law say? Where does the law place INEC? INEC means, and is a constitutional provision, Independent National Electoral Commission. The Constitution gives it an independent status, independent of influences, pressures, accretions to any other organization or individuals. So INEC has a responsibility not only to operate independent of all other organizations, but to rely on its own convictions and its own expertise and all the resources that are available to them. They have said that they are capable of doing this. Even though we have deficiencies in, reception of digital communication in some parts of the country. But I dare say that a lot of work over the last 6 years has been and is being done to bridge those gaps. And I want to believe that it is not proper for the National Assembly to try to abridge the rights and the sovereignty, quote unquote, of INEC. I'm happy to say that even though the National Assembly has put preconditions to the utilization of digital transmission of results, the National Assembly does not have the last say on this matter. The President, who would sign that bill into law, still must come to intervene in restoring the independence of INEC by ensuring that he does not sign it as the bill is presently constituted, so that the sovereignty and the independence of INEC may be preserved. It is often said that half a loaf is better than none. If INEC says that it can 100% transmit electronically, our results, even if it succeeds in only being able to do so in 75% of cases, that will be a quantum leap in transmitting to, e-governance of, election management. So I want to believe that what the National Assembly has done, with due respect to members of the National Assembly, is not the right thing. We should ensure that the constitutional provision which gives INEC all the powers to manage elections are sustained, completely.
The same law that set up INEC and made it an independent organ also tied it to certain conditions, to the apron string of the National Assembly. How do you see this?
There are two laws, really. There's a constitutional provision which makes INEC completely independent of all other organizations, and there's the electoral, bill which is now being made, until it becomes law. INEC's, independence remains. Let me also say this: INEC can actually also go to court to challenge that bill, even when it is it becomes law. In ensuring the preservation of their law, of the constitutional provision which gives them absolute independence, particularly in matters of transmission. Transmission is the last stage in the electoral process. INEC is not going to do anything different from, doing what it does now manually to do it electronically. So really, I don't see any serious fear about, what has been done. But I still believe that Mr. President has a moral duty to intervene, to sustain, to ensure the protection of INEC's constitutional mandate of deciding how best, to, manage results of elections.
Okay, maybe for people to be more enlightened, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board and the West African Examination Council over the years had begun carrying out most of these activities, including registration for examination, sitting for the examination, and releasing of the results through electronic means.
All over the country.
All over the country.
Exactly.
And some people are wondering what exactly is the difference between the modus operandi of this and transmission of election results. You should know.
Well, I don't really see any difference. There's not supposed to be different other than politics at play, with due respect. I want to see it as politics at play. And I don't want to make offensive statements against individuals and institutions, except to, continue to ensure, to appeal, that we should continue to preserve the independence of INEC, because INEC says it has the wherewithal to do what it has, it has responsibility to do. If JAMB can do what, this same thing the way it is doing it now, if Y can do it the way it is doing it now, why not INEC?
Great. Okay.